Ka halalyam la Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham Qudash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well, laboring the word and doctrine. Shalom and peace. May that be unto the elect. Right? Nawathan ka halalyam la Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi means giving all praises to the Most High in the name of His only begotten Son. The Most High, who the world ignorantly calls God, Jehovah. His name is Yahawah. Right? The one the world ignorantly calls Jesus. His name is Yahawashi. Right? So this will be a quick hit based on an interaction I had in the gymnos. Right, in the gym, which that Greek word goes back to naked. That's how the Greeks used to train, and they forced it on us in Hellenization, right? Anyway, Romans 2:14, it says, "For when the Gentiles, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, these having not the law are a law unto themselves, which shew the work of the law written in their hearts, their conscience also bearing witness, and their thoughts the mean, while accusing or else excusing one another." So to say plainly, the Gentiles were those that, through the Hellenization that I just mentioned there, became like unto the other nations, right? Became like unto the Greeks, became like unto this nation, that nation, right? Took on their culture and their customs. For our people fell away from our identity, from our land, and then therefore our heritage, our nationality, so on and so forth. So a lot of us, right, the majority of us, are like unto Gentiles. Before we came in this truth, we were all Gentiles, okay? Jeremiah 17:4 says, "And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from mine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger which shall burn forever." Right? And forever just means a long time there. Right? It says the curses would be upon us forever, but we know we'll get the kingdom and be blessed. So it just means a long time. Right? We'll get the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. It says that means, you know, for real ever, literal forever. Romans 2:14, "For when the Gentiles, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, these having not the law are a law unto themselves." So a lot of Jake, there's something in him that he knows he should have a beard. Right? That's why you have a lot of Jakes get misguided and fall into the idolatry of Islam. Right? That's completely going off. There's some true things there, but there's true things in, you know, an atheist can say something true. It doesn't mean that there is no theos, there is no God. It simply means there's truth there. Right, but it's not about bits of truth, bits and pieces. It's about that 100% truth, right? That unadulterated doctrine. Okay, so a lot of Jake doesn't like to eat bloody meat. All right, Jake likes to keep a beard, as I mentioned. Jake generally, you know, wouldn't want another man, you know, interacting with his woman, right? Because that would be adultery or in the spirit of adultery, right? And these things are generally in Jake, right? The other nations don't necessarily have them. Well, the adultery one, you know, tends to be, if you're not a soy boy pussy, you know, the sympatry of the world's pushed out. If you're not with that, you know, you'll tend to not want your woman dealing with another man. Okay. Verse 15, "Which shew the work of the law written in their hearts, and their conscience also bearing witness, and their thoughts the meanwhile accusing or else excusing one another." So there's certain things that are not necessarily written in the law. Sorry, that are not that are written in the law, but they're not written in the hearts of Jake. You know, he doesn't really know it, but there's something within him, right? There's something in his heart that bears witness to it, right? So it's not when I say not written in his heart, I mean as in the new covenant, right? Which is having the law written in our hearts and on our mind. Right, I'll get that. No, I think I'll just call it there. Right, Jeremiah 31, "Behold, the days come, saith Yahawah, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah." Right, so that's who the new covenant's for. Not Christians, not this, not that. For Israel and Judah, a lineage, a people group that descend from a certain man. Right, 32, "Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith Yahawah. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahawah. I will put my law in their inward parts and write in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi. For they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi. For I'll forgive their iniquity, and I'll remember their sin no more." Right, and that's going to be, all Israel will be right at that time. Right, I'll pull that scripture there. All Israel will be righteous. Right, Isaiah 60 and verse 21. It says, Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my plant in the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. Right, so although Jake, you know, it's sort of in him right now, It's going to be absolutely 100% in him, in the kingdom of heaven. That's all Jake's, right? Starting with the elect, but then ultimately all Jake through the loins of the elect. So a quick hit, back to basics. I pray that was edifying, exhorting. Onto the next video, Lord willing. Ka halalyam la Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Shalom.